Here we go. Welcome back to the SuperCoach Hub BBL podcast. I'm your host, Scobey, joined by Joshy again. How are you, mate?
Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all, mate. How are you?
I'm very good. And traditionally, we have Slogged the Maiden. Largs, how are you, my friend?
Yeah, good. Thanks, Scobes. Not too bad for a Thursday. Getting ready for the last game of the round before we kick off round 2 tomorrow.
Yeah, well, hopefully all our teams go all right tonight. But I mean, all of us don't own Sutherland, so that could be an absolute disaster. How are we tracking so far? Joshy, how are you tracking, mate?
Well, you just mentioned one of the men. I'm missing Sutherland. I'm also missing Connolly. Other than that, though, I feel like I haven't missed too many of the big dogs. Like I had Joe Richardson, I had Overton, had like the good amount of like double players as well. It's just it kind of sucked that Curran added 4 points last night to his 100 from the first game. Like I was kind of hoping a bit more than that, and I think the Sutherland captainers are going to get a big edge on all our current captainers, Webster captainers, whoever everyone else went with. So I don't know. It's hard to track at the moment, but in 3 cash leagues, I'm projected to win 2 of them. So it's hard to
Gamble
tell.
responsibly. Yep, perfect. Largs, how are you travelling, mate?
Yeah, not too bad. I think I'm projected close to 1100 or something, and I think I'm the high 900s at the moment. But yeah, my big mistake was not grabbing Sutho. I'm sure you'll remind me of later on of who I grabbed instead. But yeah, that's my big mistake. But the glass isn't always half empty. I've grabbed most of the big ones. So I'm also hoping Seaford goes all right. I think all of us have got him. I hope he goes all right tonight. I'm sure we'll get into it, but yeah, my single players have been the stars this round more so than the doubles. So yeah, not too bad. Bit bummed about Sutherland, but that's SuperCoach. You don't get them right, and we start a new round tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. The good thing with obviously this format is one game ends, another round starts literally the next day. So you straight.
Yeah, I love it. No dwelling on it.
I don't think I'm going too badly. Looking at my score, it's not the right format. Geez, we're professionals around here. A tick under 900. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 players to go, and I would assume that that's probably in the majority. Joshy, how many you got left to play tonight, mate?
I'm the same as you. I've got 871 on the board at the moment. I've just got 4 players left.
Yeah. Low.
Hopefully, fucking Fergus O'Neill does something. Honestly.
Yeah, he's going to drop a fair bit of cash. So is that, Wish, Slim Shady, Adam Zampa.
I'm not too concerned about him though, because everyone has him. It's more Fergus. Like he's not in me team,
True.
so like, I fucking need him to do something. Which is
agreed. What about you, Largs? Who have you got left to play, mate? Because your score's obviously looking really good.
I got Seaford, O'Neill, Zampa, and Khan. He's playing tonight, isn't he?
I've held off the entire fucking day.
I'll throw myself under the bus.
And I'm still not going to say anything yet. Keyword there being yet.
Yeah, yet, because we've got to get the match short yet. So you're holding off.
Oh, God. Lord praise the King. Yeah, it's fair to say that we haven't, well, besides you, Largs, Joshy and I, we haven't started amazingly, but we haven't started terribly. Is that fair?
We're in like the middle of the pack, I reckon. Like,
middle of the road, yeah.
Poorly. Yeah, which, I mean, round 1. I know it's more of a sprint season compared to AFL, NRL, but there's still a lot of time in this competition, so I'm not really fussed.
Yep.
Absolutely. And, like, Joshy, you said it before, single game week players, like, I mean, Jai Richardson right now is on 10 times, basically. I know it's not exactly 9 point whatever, if you want to be specific, more than what Zampa is. And Fergus O'Neill. Like it's
Yeah.
it just
Well, I was
goes
always
to show,
planning.
yeah.
Yeah, I was always planning to use my boosts early, which I'm still going to do. But instead of getting 4 Scorchers/strikers this week, I think I might even just get Jack Edwards early because his role looks unreal with Hughes out. He's going to bat 3, bowl 2 to 4, bowl the good overs. Yeah, he looks really good.
See, I disagree with that. Don't get me wrong.
Why's
I
that?
reckon the overs are going to be there. The roll's going to be good, but I don't reckon he's going to be 3. Purely because they'll just add Curtis Patterson in and
Yeah,
like lefty, bang, bang, no wuckers.
I thought that. I thought that as soon as Hughes got injured. But did you hear what their coach was saying during the broadcast when Edwards was batting at 3? He said something along the lines of we've found our new number 3 or something when Hughes got injured. So if they bring Patterson in, I reckon they could put him at 6 or something. Even like I don't know what they're going to do, but if you actually see the comments, it sounds like Jack Edwards is going to bat 3.
But what's the context of it? Is that like just purely because of the game state? Like I'm not.
So it was said during the game when Edwards was playing. I might try quickly find it here, but it was along the lines of, "I think we've found our new number 3."
It's
So
pretty much exactly that. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
like when I hear that, I don't think it's we've found our number 3 for this game. It
Yeah.
sounds like I think we've just found our new number 3 for the.
I'm an owner of Jack Edwards already, so I'm hoping he's 3. But yeah. I don't know. I'm not convinced. I think Curtis could. I think Curtis will come in where they put him. I'm not sure. I'm happy for Edwards anywhere that top 5 would be beautiful. But
sorry, I started
Joshy,
talking over top of you then because mine really started lagging. I couldn't hear anyone.
Oh, good. We got you back.
Hello.
Continuing on with
There we go.
single game week players, Bugs, you just said that you've got Jack Edwards. Have there been any other single game week players that have outscored your doublers so far?
Yeah, I started with Cooper, Connolly. I know I was spruiking up Finn Allen, and we were talking about Finn Allen last time when I saw the team announced and Cooper at 3. No Hardy, thinking he might get a few overs. I pivoted, and he was just too attractive at that price. So I took Cooper. I took Jai Richardson. I've got Jack Edwards, and I've got the new king, Jamie Overton. What do you call him, Josh? Overgoat.
Overgoat.
Overgoat. So yeah,
I've called him Overgoat since last season because I had him last season was the best year for internationals. I started Overton and Walter at 105, and they made
the Pommy boys went well.
Amount of money. Yeah.
So those 4, I think I worked. It's like 375 points or something just to 4. So it was like they've really outdone. I think Stoinis. I'm just looking at my team. Stoinis outdid them, and Curran's around about that mark. But outside of that, no one else in that Stars team went close. And of course, we got Renegades tonight, and I think only Sutherland's possibly the only one at the moment, pending how well they go. Oh, actually, Seaford's up there as well, and all the others would need a big game to jump in that, but it's possible. So yeah, a bit funny with the single games. I guess it's the quality teams again, though. They're all decent enough teams, decent enough players that went well. So yeah.
No, absolutely. Like, I mean, literally, single game week players are saving my rank. Well, my forthcoming rank, so to speak. I looped Connolly and Richo, and there's 200 points there. That's 20 times what O'Neill's got right at this point in time. And if he shits the bed tonight, which it's a large possibility that he does,
he's got to make the team first. Fingers crossed.
I think he makes the team. There's
I hope so.
Conjecture around it. You can say that about anyone. Literally about anyone.
Yeah.
But who are they going to bring in? Like Sandu, potentially. But if they actually rated
hopefully
Sandu,
not.
they would have started with him.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm pretty confident Sutherland sorry, not Sutherland. I'm pretty confident Fergus players because Sutherland was on radio today and he said that Fergus barely misses top of off, and that he reckons he'll bounce back tonight. So
Yeah, I
sounded
think they
pretty
hold faith in him. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay,
I'm not
cool.
going to come out and say that he bowls up and down fucking custard, mate.
Yeah, I mean, but he plays for Victoria with him, and Fergus domestically has been so fucking good.
Mm,
yeah,
So I think they've got a pretty good relationship from that squad.
Yep.
no, absolutely, absolutely. Which I guess kind of leads into who are we going to bring in? Like, literally, we've got tonight's game, obviously. Depending on what happens there, then you've got what tomorrow. I assume people are bringing in strikers and scorchers, but who, like Joshy, who are you thinking to bring in, mate?
Well, as I said, I'll be using my boost, so there'll definitely be 4 trade-ins. 2 of them have been locked in as Connolly and Berendorf. I targeted Berendorf the moment that I knew they had the round 2 double, and then Connolly's role was basically confirmed in that first game and a massive score. So they're the 2 that are non-negotiables. They're coming in. Already got Overton and Short, already have Thornton, already have Turner. And as I said before, Jack Edwards, like looking at your projected prices, actually, you've got Edwards at 143K, his new price, with a BE of 23. Honestly, batting at 3 or 6 with the over he's going to bowl, I'm scared that by that round 3 double, that's going to be like 160, 170. So I think I kind of want to get him in instead of a scorcher and a striker. And I'm pretty confident on his scoring potential as a single game week player. And then that last one, sorry, I forgot to mention before as well, I've got Jai Richardson as well. That last one, it could be literally, I don't trust a Rutherford. I know he played really well, but I don't trust a bat only as an opener as Weatherald. I'd probably go with if I could fit him in, maybe an Ollie Pope or a Finn Allen, if I can fit in that price tag.
Yeah. Well, Finn Allen's going to be around 140K, and like that first ball he faced, I don't know. Don't get me wrong, he launched it for 6, and it was a
Incredible.
good shot. But to me, like he kind of checked his shot in the end. Like it wasn't as if he gave it the full kitchen sink, and if he probably did, that ball would have been out of the stadium.
Yeah, he's a big boy too. He's massive.
He is, yeah.
Huge.
Like on pre-game, he's got a big frame on him. Largs, what about yourself, mate? Who are you looking to target? Because obviously you've got Jack Edwards.
Yeah, I got Jack Edwards. Scorchers, I've got Cooper, Jai Richardson, and AJ Ty. And the strikers, I've got Overton and Thornton. For the Scorchers, I've sort of been going through it, and Berendorf's the number one for me to get him in. That'll give me the three, in my opinion, the 3 key bowlers there. I've got Cooper. Hopefully he stays up the top there at 3. I was humming and hurrying about Finn Allen, but yeah, I'm not sure about him now for reasons I'll get into shortly. Then the strikers. I was obviously against Matty Short last round. I think I was on record as saying I didn't believe in his role with the bowling and that he was only going to be a batsman. Well, things have obviously changed as they do in BBL all the time with Fab Allen going down and hurting himself and stuff like that. I really feel that Short's role is going to change in that aspect. So I've once I saw that, I pretty much sort of freed up some cash and moved things around. So I'll be bringing Matt Short in. Looking at the others, though, there's not too many that I'm that keen on. Obviously, Buckingham's not there. I can't really go towards any of the spinners. Basley, whilst he's cheap, he scored 67, but 56 of those points were from batting, and he bats at number 8. So just can't.
Bowled one over.
Yeah, he's not. I can't trust that. I think the lesson I learned from round 1 is don't just buy cheaper guys just because they're cheap. I need that role and I need that quality. So I think I'm going to stay away from that. As I said originally, I was looking at Finn Allen, but I know, Jossie, you mentioned Weatherold, but he's going to be like 121K or around that.
Yeah, the price is good.
Strikers play 5 games in the next 3 rounds, whereas the Scorchers go double, then they go single. So you get another game out of him as an opener. He looked bloody good the other night, and he's cheaper than Finn Allen. So I'm sort of looking at him as well. Obviously, funds will be how much money I've got because having to go short in. I sort of did the swap arounds. It's the story of the tale on hindsight and what have you. I originally had Constas in. Then I saw the tweet about Wildermuth potentially opening, and then I swapped back to Wildermuth, costing me more money, and then he didn't even get named. So I was like, yeah, great.
Yeah.
So then I pivoted on him. I had to, and I got Renshaw in, Renners in. So I'll probably take Constance for that cash grab, and because I'm going to need the money too to get short. And yeah, that kid looks just amazing. Like, that was such a performance. Paul Bugger couldn't get man of the match, and he scores the fastest 50 in Thunder history in his debut. But you had to give it to Sams for that. So yeah, that's where I'm at, mate. Yeah.
What are the chances Constance gets added to the Boxing Day squad?
That's my issue. I don't think his BBL days are numbered, man.
I completely agree.
Yep.
I don't think he will necessarily play instead of Kawaja or McSweeney.
It's the squad.
Jesus Christ! If
someone in one of my chats said that he was going to be added for experience. They said on the Channel 7 coverage, but I haven't seen that mentioned anywhere. So I'm thinking that person misunderstood what they said. Maybe they said he should, or that was their opinion, or what. I haven't seen anything official come out, and if that was the case, it would have come out by now. But yeah, that point taken, boys. I'll have to monitor that and see. But if not, it'll come down to funds and see. I mean, if I can do those other guys in 3 trades, I'll do that. But I'm not sure I can. I think I need that extra one.
Yeah, it's hard because obviously 39.5K with his break even, like you cannot lose money on it. But he's got to play for that to happen.
Yeah, I think he's up to about 60 odd now, isn't he? Or he will be.
Yeah,
but what is it, 61 or something? Yeah, but yeah,
that's
still
nothing.
Yeah, with a minus 54 BE. So if he still gets a few games, he's making bulk coin.
I'm very similar. Like I've got 6 doublers for next week because I needed someone who wasn't going to play for to Luke Connolly's score. So I got in Ollie Pope. But honestly, like it's just like.
Who are yours, mate? Who are your 6 you got?
So it's Thornton, the King Short, Ollie Pope, Richo, Connolly, and Ashton Turner.
Oh yeah. Yep.
This is one thing during the week that I was going to say. You're going to have to use a bit of money to get Overton.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. And like that's something that's obviously, I guess that the money where I'll get the money for Overton, and like Overton and Berendorf are absolutely locked. Like it does not bother me how I get them. Like that could be a Seifert basically. I've got 30K in the bank.
Okay.
But it comes down to like, do I want to bring in a Loop, or do I bring in a Constance who I think if he's not added to the Boxing Day test squad, then well, perfect. He's going to make heaps of cash. But in a situation like that, do you just hope to God that even if he's added, it's just for that test, and then he's excluded from the squad, he comes back in, opens to the Thunder. Like there's a little bit to consider. Like I will not be going into round 2 without Overton and Berendorf. Like I can say that categorically.
That's good.
But
that's good.
Oh, absolutely. You would be, and anyone like our viewers, honestly, Berendorf bowling up front and death, pure gold. And if you've seen Berendorf bowl, you know all he does is just absolute massive left arm benders. How many times have we seen a right-handed batsman plant the front pad, and before they can offer a shot, the stumps have been battered because it just swung straight through the gate.
He bowled death too, mate. He opened the bowling and he bowled the last over. Crazy.
And he barely
bowled
ever,
two in the death, actually. Yeah.
he never does that ever.
No, he bowled the first, the third, the 18th, and the 20th. You can't get better than that. That's exactly perfect what you want. You could not ask for more.
Yeah, and he started off with a fucking maiden.
Yeah, that was insane.
And that's, I know obviously that hasn't happened for Perth, but that started years and years ago when he was at Mumbai, and the coach was Ricky Ponting. So if Ricky Ponting's executed that, then who am I to say no? Like, it's perfect role, as you said. But it's Overton, Behrendorff, absolutely locked in. And, like, it will not bother me if Constas is joining the test squad. All right, here's a loop. No worries. I couldn't care less. And then I'm probably going to target, like, it's got to be Jack Edwards, doesn't it? Like, priority.
Yeah.
If Constas isn't in that test squad, he's at number 1. Number 2 is Jack Edwards, and then you've got to get doublers. Like, you just have to.
Yeah, I don't want to start. I don't want to pay out 170k for Jack Edwards when I can get him for 140 this round.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like Largs, you're in an amazing position. Like, that's 170k round 3. You don't have to worry about. Like, we worry about break evens right now. Like, Matty Short's going in with literally like a 254 break even, but this is the round, like the upcoming round. Round 2 is where shit hits the fan or it turns into gold. Round 1 doesn't really matter that much if we're talking basically about prices and price rises, price decreases, break evens, like that. It's round 2 that is either going to make you have a large squad value or a lower squad value. Because all the people that probably listen to us, they will understand because they follow all of it. They understand it, and we've preached it. Your break even for a double game week is not secluded to one number. It's not. That 254 break even is the first game of the double. Then it's a magic break even that adjusts after the first game, and then there's another one for the second game. So there's 2 parts to the equation. And that's the expert insight you will get on this podcast if you did not know it first. But is there any love for Lance Morris?
I was just about to say that. I just looked up his scores. I know, we know someone that loves Lance Morris heaps. He's going to captain him. Johnny Smith. He picks him all the time. But, for some weird reason, whenever Scorchers have double, I completely disregard this guy. Just purely because they have, every year, going on past years, they had Inglis, Dry, they had Behrendorff, they had Ty, they had, all these guys. And then again, this season, they've got Behrendorff, Ty, Jai, Finn Allen, Connolly. He kind of goes under the radar, I guess. And I was just looking at his scores 2 seasons ago, his debut season, he averaged 72 from 4 games, and then last season he averaged 50 from 7 games, but from 8 games actually. But for some reason, we just never speak about him. I know he's 148k. I think the first game he scored decent. He scored 51 in the first game compared to Ty 34. But for some reason, I just always disregard him. I'm not even anywhere near confident picking him. I just don't know why. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But
that's, I guess, Largs, you said that you have Ty. I might have missed it. You have Richo too. Is that correct?
Yeah. I've got Jai Richardson and Ty. I'm not looking at Lance Morris. His best thing was he had that death over roll, that 19th. I'm not sure why they went away from AJ Ty, probably because he wasn't bowling that well the other night actually. But he got 2 in that last over, Lance Morris. He was looking at pretty ordinary score, but then again, that's death bowlers for you, I guess. They get all their points towards the end. But he's a pretty good ball. We got Tom Curran out, and then he's got Milne out, which isn't anything fantastic. But yeah, if he keeps that death over role, sure. But yeah, not one that I'm targeting. It's Dorf first. If I didn't have Richo, it'd be Richo. I know people are worried about his potential rotation, but I'd still be happy. You know, the same people didn't want to pick him round one because they were worried about him high five, and then he's tonned up. So, you know, I'm seeing it how it is. He's great. I'm happy to have him. You know, I might move him on after this round because they don't have. You know, but I'm still happy I've got him.
So my question to you is, like, so you said that you've got Connolly. So I won't count him as a full-time bowler, more of an all-rounder, and I think that's a fair summation.
Yep.
But you've got Richo, you've got Ty.
Yep.
Are you looking to add another Perth bowler, whether that's a Morris or
Dorf's number one, Berendorf for me.
Yep. So
yep,
I think
I'm happy to have those three stroke bowlers. If I'm not expecting Cooper to bowl much, I think he did all right last game, so he might. So what are they at? Adelaide and Marvel.
Adelaide will be.
He'd have to be a chance at Marvel. He'd have to be a chance to bowl at Marvel. So
yeah,
I think it's Blundstone and Marvel. I think I just checked. I might be wrong.
Sorry, yeah, you're right. I was looking at Adelaide or at Adelaide. Yeah, Perset, Blundstone, and Marvel. What's Blundstone's not? Is that it's not really a spinner's wicket, is it?
It's not great for pace either, though. Like those.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one.
I'm actually interested to ask you, Largs.
Yeah, mate.
I'm interested to ask you if you didn't start Ty, would you be looking to get him in? Because
probably not.
A low score first up. I think he's like 38, 39 years old. He's declined slowly each season. He's not even on my radar to bring in at the moment.
Probably not. Me and Myth were talking about that today or yesterday, I think it is, and we think he'll actually stay low because he wasn't that good. So we're quite happy to have him as a pod. But if I didn't have him, I probably would be 2080 in getting him if especially in my position. I don't know. Obviously, I've got him. I'm happy to do it, and I think across the double, he's going to be solid. I'm pretty confident he won't get you the highs that Jai and Dorf will. But if he punches out that 80 to 100, he's done his job, and I'm happy. But yeah, if I didn't have him, he wouldn't be. Being honest, he wouldn't be that high on my radar.
Yeah, no, yeah. I don't know. I'm so focused on obviously Overton. Like we don't need to speak about Overton. Like that's just it.
Yeah, the king. The king. You got to get the new king, mate.
It was most of my preseason I was tracking if he was bowling or not. I think every single game he played, I was doing updates on whether he bowled or not. I had such good memories from him last season.
He's back. He's back to normal, isn't he? Yeah, he looked. Even his batting's improved as well. He looked good. So
yeah, he's always had the power.
Extension
I was going to say Scobes will get upset, but no, he's talking him up as well. Okay.
The thing is,
you can't go into round 2 without Jamie Overton. Like you just can't. And
Overton's always had the power. It's just for some reason now he's got the ability to be able to knock it around and look.
He was impressive, wasn't he, with the bat? Yeah, he looked a lot better.
So, serious question. You don't own Matt Short. All bias aside from me.
Mm-hmm.
Are you bringing him in? And if so, how are you bringing him in? And it's completely fine to say no.
Yeah, no, 100%. I'm bringing him in. Look, on the last pod, and I've been on record, and I said it earlier, and in this one that I did not believe his role was there. I didn't want to pay $300,000 for a batsman only. It was a scary watch. I'll be honest, watching him. I think I told you boys beforehand, I'm up in Townsville in North Queensland, for those that don't know, and we've had a lot of really bad storms here this week. And I think, was it Tuesday night that they played. I think it was had a really bad storm here and totally trashed my place actually. But I sort of lost power and I didn't have anything. But I got internet back and I had to sort of jump online to the. I thought I'd go to the Channel 7 app and look, and I finally got it back on. The first ball I got back was Lockie Ferguson bowling Matty Short. So it wasn't as scary for me, I guess, but I was like, you beauty. But as much as I said that, I also said the reason why, and again, what I said was, to me, he was a pure batsman, and I believe that was actually true. But we saw that things have changed now. Fabian injured, Basliani bowled one, didn't look that good. Poor old Pope. I don't know if they're going to go back with him now. Poor old bugger's probably never going to recover from that 31 run over from Sam's.
Which, by the way, is a record in the BBL.
Wow, it'd have to be that was insane. I think someone said Crickwiz had Thunder at 0.4%, 0.04% or something like that to win, and then they've come out and done that. I think we've lost Scobes. You're right, we're good. But yeah, mate, things have changed now. It was never a personal thing, and it's not a personal thing with me. Like I said, I wasn't picking Maxi, even though I love him because of what his role was potentially going to be. Short's roles changed. I think Adelaide against the Stars look putrid. Against them, he could do anything. Then he comes into the Heat, who aren't full either. They've got injuries as well, and if he can survive Bartlett, he's a good chance of going with another big score there. So things have totally changed, and I'm quite happy to say, yep, Matty Short will be coming in for me. How do I do it? I'm going to have to sell my big guys. I'm going to have to sell Seaford. I'm going to have to sell Webster. I ended up going with Sammy Harper on the bench last week. With the idea is, if he went okay, I'd loop him. That first game he didn't, so I bought Seaford in.
The second game actually was all right.
Yeah, and that's it. He's done well now in that second game. I'm hoping that means his confidence up. He might get a bit of a run. So I'm hoping Stars got that first game. I'm hoping again, stick him on the bench. Hopefully he gets something of a score for me. Then I can just loop that. Then I can get rid of Seaford. Because what do they go? They go single bye, then the double. So I get rid of him. Webster. He'll go. I think I saw something today. Someone sent me something saying that I think Webster's getting recalled back into the squad, so he'll play the next game, but then he's out, I believe. Webster will go. Who else? And then I'll see what I got. That's going to give me close to 300 plus, and I've got a bank of about 80 there. So I'll work through that. But a long answer to your question. But Matt Short will be coming in.
I just want to read you some numbers, and this is a shout out to the Inside boys. I do apologise if I've left anyone out, but the only ones that I know that actually do the BBL is Braino and Horse. So shout out to them; they're good blokes. Matt Short, SuperCoach average at round 2 venues, 73.8. SuperCoach average versus Melbourne Stars, 37.2. That's not the best. SuperCoach average versus Brisbane Heat, 55.4. It would take a very ballsy individual to go against that.
But the one thing I'll say about that Stars average is just look how unthreatening their bowling attack looks at the moment.
Yep.
I know they're bringing in Duckett and Maxwell, which strengthens their 11 overall, but they're not bowlers. I know Maxi can roll the arm over sometimes when he wants to, but even him, his balls really are not threatening. He gets wickets when someone is trying to swing off him and target him.
Yeah.
Look at the Stars lineup. It was just. Watching the bowl
at Adelaide as well. What's Short's record at Adelaide Oval? Is that on? It's awesome, isn't it? It's pretty good.
Yeah,
he loves it.
We've also got to remember, like
you said, Josh. It's not. I'm scared shitless of him. That Stars look terrible. Poor old Tommy Curran didn't look good last night either, and he's the best. Milne's all over the shop, and everybody else is. Stoyne was probably the best. So.
Curran was one that I was actually going to hold through. Like I knew I had to trade one of Webster or Curran to get in the Berendorfs and like all these guys that I
Yep.
needed to get in. But I think I'm now going to trade both of them just purely because I think Webster could get added back to that test squad now with like Marsh not looking great. Head, they say, is all right, but you never know if that like quad complaint, wherever it is, and then Hazelwood's injury. But yeah, going back to Curran, like he looked like in the first game he got his points from that batting, and then he got
Yeah.
one wicket. The second game he looked really, really poor with the ball. And Ricky Ponting, who is probably one of my favourite cricket analysts in Australia,
Yes.
probably the world, he said that the thing about Curran over the last couple of years is his batting's going a lot better, but his bowling's really dropped off and he's lost his pace.
Okay.
And if you actually looked at him the last couple of games, the amount of slower balls he bowls and pace off balls he bowls is it's pretty much every ball. And when he does bowl his pace on, it only hits around 135 and he gets tonked a bit. So I kind of want, while he's got that cash next to his name, I kind of want to ship him off, to be honest. I know he's got the round 3 double, but I don't know. I feel like I want to
Honestly,
spend it on a Berendorf.
after his performance where he dropped that catch, I'd almost rather his brother who played halfway.
I know, 41 points gone
Like,
between Karen Macker and the ball, but wasn't
Yeah,
happy.
it was a hard catch, though, to be fair. It was pretty
No, it
hard.
wasn't. I don't reckon it was that hard. It was catchable. Maybe being tough on him.
That I just read out,
I
with the
need
stats that I just read out, I just want to preface that as that's entire career. Like, that's entire career. This bloke started at 62.5K. He's now at
Matty, yeah.
289. So we need to include that in there.
Yeah. I remember starting with him that year at 62 and a half. That was nice.
Bang on, mate. True believers. Absolutely. Now, Largs, you know that I couldn't go the entire day without having a dig at you. Like, I love you.
Bring it, brother. Bring it. Bring
I
it.
genuinely have emotional attraction
Yep.
towards you.
That's
And I
right.
just want to let you know that the Gades are bowling.
Oh, yeah.
Do you mind if I read their team lineup out? Obviously, this isn't
Yeah,
in
mate.
order.
Yep, go for it.
Sutherland is first because he's the captain.
Oh, yeah. They're doing the alphabetical again, are they?
Yeah, just media teams are absolutely hopeless.
Bloody idiots. Anyway.
We've got Sutherland, who's the captain. Bethel, Brown, Evans, Fraser McGurk, Harvey, O'Neill, Richardson, Rogers, Seifert, Zampa. Now, if I recall correctly, there's a certain player that's not in there that you own.
Oh, really? Who's that? Sutherland? No, I don't own Sutherland.
No. Sutherland's playing the player that you own.
Oh, okay. No, it's Mr. Khan. Mr. Khan. I went. I took that risk. Oh, look, I'm happy to explain why if you want.
No, and that's the thing. I'm not here to shit on you for your decision. I actually
it's all right, mate.
Because, and I'm sure there's a listener right here that's in our chat, and he plays all fantasy sports. It doesn't matter what it is. He's pretty good at your made up state sport, whatever you want to call it. Is it the NRL? Is that what you yobbos call it?
Yeah, mate. The superior sport. That's it.
Yeah, the imaginary one where they sniff.
The one that has a World Cup, remember?
Yeah.
Anyway, get on with it.
He does the exact same thing. He takes in content, but always does his things his way.
Yep.
And I know, obviously, right now, and you said to me, hindsight's a great thing, but
let me just add in first Corey's comment. You guys said the other day, don't do it for Khan.
Yeah, we did. But in saying that, if Khan pops out 100, Largs looks like a superstar.
Yeah.
And it's 10 times more than what
Look, the thing is, put it this way. So, the choice was there. We saw what Sutherland did. Sutherland was 7. Khan was 6. Yep. So Khan was going to bowl by all means before Sutherland, and he did. And Sutho didn't. Sutho only bowled, I think, the 12th overs when he started because the rest of them was shit and they were going crap. Like if there were a couple of if there were a couple of wickets and they kept on there, I don't think Southo bowls. So that was the risk who took. I sort of thought it was, I guess it's my fault for thinking England would do better than they did and not get bundled out, the useless pricks, so quickly. But yeah, I didn't think Beth would come over and do it. I thought Khan might sneak another game in. And if he did, he had the role, he was a pod, it was looking good. To be fair, I was actually doing pretty good up leading into that Gades game. So I was thinking, yep, take the risk. Obviously, hindsight's pretty silly. Round one, you shouldn't really be taking those sort of risks. You should, if you're doing well, you probably should just be going vanilla and picking the thing. But he looked like he had a better role. Talking with a couple of others, I guess we were thinking that he probably was going to get the 2 in, and obviously that didn't turn out the case. And he scored, I think, 30. But I will add in, I think, your man, the king, 304,000. He scored 41. Khan scored 30, and he's like 200,000 less. So I'll take it on the chin and move on.
Yeah, but you've got to trade Khan out. I don't have to trade Short out. But we do have the Hurricanes lineup.
Yep, what do we got?
I tweeted this today, and this bloke is going to be relevant very quickly.
Mr. Owen, is it?
Yes, we have Matty Wade at 1, Mitch Owen, Shai Hope, Ben McDermott, Chowdhury, Timmy David, Chris Jordan, Ellis, Meredith, Stanlake, and Salam Keel. And right now,
Billy Stanlake playing too.
You must be an absolute potato if you're not batting ahead of Billy Stanlake. So Salam Keel better be an absolute gun bowler.
That's a great call.
Who's bat? Kane's batting first, yeah?
I tweeted this today.
Who missed out for fucking Stanlake to play? Who missed out?
Genuinely.
Paddy Dooley's not even named in the squad, I saw, but...
Bean, Jewel, and Hatsoglu. Yeah, Dooley wasn't in the squad, mate.
Oh, wow. Yeah, wait, So I flagged earlier in the preseason that Mitch Owen could have opened in place of Shai Hope. Obviously, Shai Hope ended up getting added. So I thought that opening spot was Caleb Jules. Caleb Jules been left out for Owen, which is very interesting. Like, I know Owen was opening for Tasmania. Yeah, yep. And he's been opening for Tassie in the one-dayers. But I still thought they'd go Caleb Jewell over Owen. Like, just
Jewell was good last season.
Interesting.
Yeah. No, and Mitch, he's got a perfect role because he can bowl. And my God, he's going to be opening the batting. All he needs is a hot start tonight. And that's who we're jumping on as a decent rookie.
Well, there's another one, hopefully he does.
Yeah.
And that just makes obviously in my situation, probably not yours, Joshy, and maybe yours, Largs, but that helps getting the Matt Shorts and the Overgoats in and the Berendorf.
100%. Yep.
Like they're probably, players like that are more important than the actual superstars, so to speak.
And I think it's not a bad. I think your Timmy Williams of the super coaches and your people like that like to sort of, and I think Andrew Langley's the same as well. They like to say you don't have to jump on these cheapies straight up. You don't have to have them straight away. You can look at their role, and if their role is good and they do well, and it costs you 10, 15, 20 grand, so be it. Who cares? You get them, then you get the cash gen rolling when you do know their role a lot better. You're not taking that risk and stuffing up, buying them at that cheaper thing with the roles not there, and then you're stuck with this cheap guy who you can't get rid of, who you don't have enough money to sort of upgrade, and this is it. This is the Owen, this is the Constance. We can sit back now and we can see, hopefully Mitch Owen goes well tonight, and we go, righto, what's his starting price? Is he rock bottom? Is he 39 or...
Okay.
Hey? Okay, all right. Well, he might be, depending on what he does, he could be somewhere around Constance, 65, 70 maybe, but he's still cheap. You've got an opener. Off you go, and the roles. So I don't mind that. And then there's that added thing that we can sit back and we can watch, and we can go from these higher guys down to them and we get that money to bring in our Shorts and our Overtons and our Dorfs or whoever else we want. So I don't mind that theory, and I don't mind that idea that you go with a higher guy, and if they don't perform, then you can get rid of them down to that lower one.
You
Well,
are
Largs,
spot on. Yep.
yeah, he's speaking about finding that cash to get those guys in. Obviously, you need to find cash to get Overton Scoobs. You need
Yep.
to find cash to get Short Largs.
Yep.
Can I interest you in 71k Doggett, who's been added to the squad? Because I'm pretty tempted to find if I can get 4 players in and my 4th player is Doggett, then that leaves me a lot of money for those 3 other players that I'm getting in with my boost.
The only thing that I will say regarding anyone, and it's not just Doggett, that is associated with the Australian Test squad is that all those fringe guys are guaranteed to basically play the next game. So that's the first game of the Strikers double. In no way, shape, or form are they guaranteed to play the second game.
Yeah.
That's
I think
all. That's all.
The fact that Hazelwood's injury came out a few days ago and that Doggett's still available for the BBL there, I think that's a pretty good sign. I think it's a pretty good thing.
I don't hold much weight to that purely on the, I guess, ease of access they have. Of if they want a guy in, bang, he's in. Like we've seen it so many times. Like English, I always use it as an example because it's so spot on. Cricket Australia, they basically said you're training with the Australian Test squad, and then bang, literally that night on a plane playing Shield the next day. No worries. Webster. First game, did you bowl? No.
Yeah.
Who told it? Like, let's be honest. Literally just said the Stars bowling lineup was absolutely shit. I completely agree. Why on earth would Webster not bowl? Like, why?
Spencer Johnson's being held back by Cricket Australia as well. Same thing. They have all that say. Like
Cricket Australia control the BBL. Simple as that. Like, yes, they play for obviously state teams, and I completely understand that. But at the end of the day, if Cricket Australia wants you to jump, you stay how high.
Yep.
Simple as that.
Even on that though, boys, if we just sort of move on with what you said, Josh, with Doggett, I'm not that convinced he's T20 Supercoach relevant though. Like maybe I'm a little bit jittery with your Fergus O'Neills and your ones who were doing so well in the different formats. But just quickly looking at, like, I looked at Doggett's stats there the other day, and I was expecting them to be a lot better than they were. Supercoach points stats is what I'm referring to. Just looking at his big bash, he played one game last year and none for 40 or 3 overs. Like, there's one good game against the Hurricanes where he got 4 wickets. Outside of that, there's not a lot there. I mean, he may have improved and he might be better. It just, I don't know. I'm not saying it's a no-go. I would just need to dig a bit deeper, find his role and see if it's worth it. Then you throw in what Scobes is saying about the chance he only plays one. It worries me a bit, and it worries me a bit from round one and what we've known in the past. You know, I'm looking at these Zampers, your Mackenzies, your O'Neills, you know, your Khans, these type of players. You know, there is that risk element. Do I really want to go for these cheaper guys that don't perform and I can't get there, or do I just want to go for these top gun ones that I trust? I know their role. I know they're going to perform. And then rather than get the Doggett, do I look at round 3? Do I go for, you know, do I see young Davies, Joel Davies or something like that? Do I look at him, or do I look at someone else in that team? I don't have Abbott. Do I look at Abbott, or then again, he's a risk as well? You know, do I look at these extra guys in that next round who are quality and try and target them again? I don't know. It's that balance, and everyone's team will be different. It'll be depending on how you start round one, how much cash you've got, all that. But yeah, I'm not sold on Doggett. I'm not saying it's a no, but I'll need to look more. I'm not 100% on board with him.
Well, like
I agree.
It was a few seasons ago now, but he did have that season with Thunder. He averaged 62.6 from 5 games. which is like it's a decent amount. The 5 games, it's decent
It's
sample
good.
size. Since then, he played 1 game for a score of 1, and then a season he averaged 34, and then
Yep.
last season he played 1 game for 6.
Just that one. Yeah.
It's weird. He's kind of in career best form at the moment. Like domestically, he's up there with Fergus O'Neill for the most informed domestic player. Like, and that's not just Red Bull. That's one day as well. Like, he's been really, really good, and like he's actually caught me off guard how good he's been because I never thought that he'd actually be in this test calculation that he's in at the moment. That's the only problem. But I get what you were both saying. Like, can you pick him with the risk of him not playing that second game because that would be disastrous. And yeah, but you look at him though, like the rumor always was that he could have been selected for that first strikers game, but they just wanted to wait for the second game. If you actually look at him in that strikers squad, he's probably their second best quick behind Thornton. Granted, like I'm saying, Overton's like more all rounder, like can bowl quick, but in terms of those seamers, he's better than Baisley, that's for sure.
Yeah, probably Thornton, but yeah, he's around there. But anyway, just looking at the time, Scobes, have we got some questions there? And then do we have to look at our captains or vice captains? Or what are we?
We're going to go through Cs and VCs straight away.
Right.
I don't need to answer this. Anyone that's listened to us previously, you know where I'm going. Joshy, you're right next to me on screen. So who is your VC and C, mate?
Well, I said last pod I was going to go Overton, but just because of that Fabian Allen injury, I genuinely believe that Matt Short bowls 3+ next game, and the game after. Good record in both the venues he's playing at. Stars bowling lineups deplorable. Opening the batting, I think you just have to put the VC on him. Second game, if he fails, I don't think I could go Jai because I think his coach's comments about him potentially being rested is a bit scary. Berendorf bowl only. Do you go Connolly? I don't think I could go Connolly. Bowling 2 overs and batting 3. Like, if he fails with a bat, I don't think he's going to get enough overs to get that economy rate bonus. So I'd probably go Berendorf as C, and I wouldn't be too confident though.
Largs, what about you, mate?
Yeah, pretty much the same, to be honest. Like, second game, he definitely would be Dorf for me. Like I said, he got that perfect role. If that continues, he bowls those first 2 overs and those 2 death overs, then, yeah. I mean, I need to check. I'll admit I haven't checked the stats at those grounds and for Dorf, so I'd need to check them to see if he goes all right there. Love Richo, but, yeah, that comment from the coach, you've got to be careful. And, of course, if something positive's come out of me picking Khan, it's making me think about these type of things more now and realising not to go that risk, especially early, especially this top-heavy first 4 rounds are very important this year. I've got to do that. Going back to that first game, who ought to be? Yeah, I was pretty big on Overton, but I think I agree with what Joshy said. I think I really struggle to think Matt Short's not going to get an innings at one of those 2 venues with the opposition he's playing and his stats there, and he will bowl. I think he has to bowl now with that role. So, no more scary watches for me. Just the one was enough. I'll only watch one more, but that was enough. But yeah, I'm in agreement. What about you, Nate?
No, I don't need a VC, mate. We just slap the C on the king, mate.
Straight C. Yeah, it's actually a point. Actually, it's potentially an option.
Balls to the wall.
Just straight C.
All right, we literally have 6 minutes, and we're going to fly through these questions.
Let's go. What do we got?
It's not a question, but we want to have a shout out to Global. He's literally always here. This next question, we don't get paid enough to answer stupid questions. Kano, nah, mate, back in your box. No.
He's been sparking up a lot, Kano. He's having a very good round. He's been very, very chirpy.
If there was an extra 0 on the end of my pay slip, I'd answer that. Jack says, excluding Renegades, 3 of my top 5 scorers have been single game week players. Fairly sure we're all in.
Hearing you, brother.
Yep.
Yep.
Harold says Weatherald season. Honestly, I don't know if he's taking the piss or he's being serious, but I'm taking that serious, and that is
Yeah,
a very,
mate.
very good shout.
Yep.
I'm still not convinced, guys. I don't know.
Well,
He
if you
looked
don't-
good.
He looked awesome.
He looked good.
Awesome, but I don't know.
no,
Like,
if you don't know about that question, you might not know about this one because this is in reference to you, mate. This is our mascot. How was training today, Clary?
I'm great, Gerbil. I'm great. Has he dried off yet from last week?
Inside joke, we're not going there. Burns, you absolute legend. If you want any kind of BBL content, tips, tricks, and knowledge, you look at this man. He's an absolute superstar. We hope you're doing well, Burns. Causa is, I think that's on par with you, Lars. Is that correct?
Mate, that's a great score.
Oh, Cozza, yeah. He loves his super coaches. He's everywhere, that lad. Oh
Is
yeah,
that
yeah.
on par with your score?
Couple of points under me. So I got you, Cozza. You probably got the same 3 as me. So
I'm fairly sure he gets points added on because he goes for North and he's just been through a horrid 70 years or something. That's probably
okay, no idea what you're talking about. But anyway,
yeah, different language. Kyle wants to know how will you be looping a VC score next round? Salesman, mate, easy. Salesman. Joshy, what about you?
Just in the keeper spot, I got Lachlan Shaw. It was Doran, but I got Shaw just because I was like, just wanted to eliminate any chance of Doran playing and missing Seifert's score, so I got Lockie Shaw.
Largs, what about you, mate?
I did something similar. I went a Sixers keeper one. Shaw, I think his name was something like that. Yeah, same again. I've got that Harper there, so I'm hoping that Harper gets something. Maybe I just do the Langley and just lock it in, and then just loop that keeper and then just lock that VC in.
Largs, what happens if Harper says fuck it and kicks the bucket and is replaced by Duckett? Jeez, that was good one, mate.
I say fuck it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll wait and see what happens there. Hopefully that's not the case, but maybe you do. Just fade the keeper, the champ, the real champ. He did it, and he's absolutely flying. Don't know how he does it, but he does it.
He's always kissed. He's done well. Brano wants to know, hey guys, I missed the Strikers game the other night. How did Short go? Well, actually,
good on you, Brano.
Short wasn't named, but he takes big catches, mate. So, yeah.
I'm glad you said that, Brano. Are we have we got that tape from the last pod? We were going to play that clip, weren't we? When we said that Lockie Ferguson was going to bowl Short straight out. I think, Josh, you laughed and said Lockie Ferguson won't even play.
Well, to be fair, we hadn't seen any signs of him bowling. And then the next day, our mate Johnny Smith, the next day he shares a post.
Yeah, Johnny Smith was the one. Yeah,
of Lockie Ferg in the nets, and we're like, well, that's the first thing we've seen.
Fair shout. Johnny Smith was the one saying it. And he was on board with it as well. So good on you, Johnny. Great call. It was a good ball too.
I just want to interject. If you think I'm playing that clip, you got rocks in your fucking head, mate. Big shout out to the Inside Boys. They are fantastic. Go and check them out. They're absolute superstars.
Ooh, 61. Good on you.
Thomas Jack says 61 average at Adelaide Oval for sure. Mike.
Thanks, Thomas. That's a good average.
That's from 33 games as well, so it's a decent fucking sample size.
Big sample, wow.
And you got to factor in as well. The last 2 seasons, you would imagine that's a lot higher. Like he's only really broken.
I was going to say exactly the same thing. That first debut season, I'd love to look at the last couple.
Yeah.
Well,
good point.
I mean, he did used to play for the Renegades, and of course, their list management was fantastic, letting him go back to Adelaide. So, wonderful. Thomas Jack says, this is our last question because we've got to head off. Darcy Short a chance to play with Allen injury, pod choice. Personally, I think it's Nielsen out for Ollie Pope, and it will be Allen out for Doggett. They are my 2 changes for the Strikers. Joshy, what do you think?
I still think Baisley could go out instead of. I still think Baisley could go out and Darcy Shaw comes in just as that extra batsman. But I might be wrong. Only because they've got like Overton that can bowl, Short that can bowl in their top 6. So, I don't know. Like it's hard to say, but if Darcy Shaw comes in, honestly, I'd probably pick him over Weatherall. Like to be honest.
Yeah,
But,
I mean, yeah.
yeah.
Large,
Good luck with that.
what's your thoughts, mate?
I don't. If being honest, I don't really know, boys. I think either scenarios that you said makes sense. I think Allen goes out. I think Short fills that role in bowling. So they may bring another batter in. They may just slot Darcy in as that batter and just keep it the same. I mean, they did get beaten by the Thunder though, so
Yeah, no, you're right. That wraps us up for questions. Everything is done. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me tonight. And it's been wonderful. Thank you to everyone that's viewed us. Hopefully everyone in your teams goes well tonight. Lugs, before we head off, mate, do you want to pump up the Discord? You know more about it than I. You're much more knowledgeable than I on that.
Yeah, boys. So if you're not in the Discord, if you're not looking, SuperCoach Hub, obviously you can jump in. There's so much chat going on there. There's literally, I don't know the numbers, but there's a lot of people. There's always chat on there. There's some really great super coaches. Obviously, people watching are in there. You've got some really guns in there that are across different things. It's a fantastic chat. It's good to get in there. So have a look. It's really good. There's all the different channels and everybody's happy to help out and have a yarn in there. So if you're not in there or if you're in there, jump in and say g'day and off we go. It's good stuff.
Perfect. Well, we've just lost Joshy. So
He's run off.
Yeah, he's gone. You can find me on Twitter at Scobey_SC Hub. Largs, where can everybody find you at, mate?
Yeah, I'm Largs Piers on X on Twitter and Slogged a Maiden in the hub.
Wonderful. Shout out to our sponsors, Honeyball. If you want up-to-date information on injuries, you want fitness, you want team lineups, everything like that, go and check those boys out. They do a fantastic job. Once again, thank you for everyone that's joined us tonight, and hopefully all your Renegades, and if you've got Hurricanes players tonight, they do well. And obviously,
please, Chief, don't hurt us non-believers.
That would be fantastic. And Captain Matt Short next game week. Perfect.
Okay.
Enjoy your evening. Have a great night, and we'll see you sometime next week.
Thanks all. Good luck.